Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new season of Rimworld A14 with me, Redneck Einstein. We're playing Alpha 14 version D right now. I haven't updated it just yet. But yeah, last season ended pretty unexpectedly, really. I mean, we had lots of stuff to deal with. We had a siege, a raid, all lots of stuff happening at the same time. And I thought, well, it's not really giving me the opportunity to get as far as I want to, shall we say. So what I've decided to do was start another scenario, which is pretty much exactly the same as the last one. We're starting with 5 tribal characters. As you can see, we've got Elfwin, Ashencrow, Ronnie, Dan Peters, and Alfred Skips. Now, 4 of these guys are valued, mega valued, in fact, Patreon sponsors. So thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it. And if anyone wants to join that Patreon sponsorship, please do. It's cost you as little as $1 a month. But yeah, seeing as we didn't do very well, we only got to episode 6. I thought we'd start again, but this time we're starting in the ARID Shrubland. And here's our characters. So yeah, if I show you the world quickly, there we are, down there, right at the south, almost the South Pole. But that's where we are. And we need to allocate our guys, well, their weapons, I suppose. So let's take a little look through and see what our abilities are. Looks like Ronnie's best with melee, so he'd probably be good with a spear. Dan Peters, he's actually a good friend of mine in real life. I think I will give you the peeler. Hopefully you'll be happy with that. Ashencrow, you're actually really good with melee, but you're actually one of the... No, you're a brawler. Okay, we'll give you the club then. Alfred Skips is not very good at shooting either. Maybe Dan Peters, we ought to give you the bow. Alfred Skips, we'll give you the... No, you can't use the paler either. Interesting. We'll give you the jade knife then. And that leaves us with Elfwin. So he's actually good at shooting, so we can give him the bow as well. Now, that being done, we have to look at where we're going to start to assemble our base from. Where do you think we should set up shop? It's not particularly mountainous, even though it is designated as a mountainous region. And Elfwin actually made a good point in the comments of one of my previous videos. He said, why aren't you using the larger maps? Is it purely because of a resource issue on my computer? No, it isn't. It isn't at all. I just I didn't realize that I wasn't choosing it. I just, you know, did everything by default. And so here we are. I've now changed it. We've got a giant map now. Now what I'm going to do is set up a little base perimeter. Now what I thought would be good is if we use some of these rocks to help us get the exact size we want. We want a big enough area so we can expand in terms of growing our crops and stuff, but not so big that it becomes unmanageable and we can't actually get the outer perimeter walls built in time for an attack. We are playing on Randy Random. I should have mentioned that a lot earlier, and on challenge difficulty. So that's pretty much my perimeter anyway. So Randy Random can be a little bit of a bugger in some cases. Yeah, the other thing what I thought might be quite good is if we use maybe, let's say, this little area we're in here and start to turn that into like our little base camp of operations. It gives us a good backdrop. We've got a nice bit of mountain behind us. And all we got to do is add a door, build some beds, and we'll be happy and live in there. The next thing we need to do, of course, is set up our job priorities. Now, I was looking through this before I actually started recording, so I've got an idea of what I want everyone to do. But as per usual, we're going to have to set everyone to firefight 1, I think patient 1, except for the doctor. But we've got 2 people, Ronnie and Dan Peters, who are actually 4 in medicine. They're the best. We've got a 1 there. Alfred Skips is 2. Ashencrow is 1. So I'm going to put Ronnie and Dan Peters as the main doctors. We want bed rest on 1. You can do this by turning off manual priorities. My girlfriend likes to play this way, and she prefers putting ticks in the boxes, but I prefer giving them a job order, so I'm going to do it this way. So bear with me. If you don't want to see me do this, please feel free to skip forward a couple of minutes. Our warden. I thought Ashencrow would be our warden because he's got 8 on that skill, and he's actually going to be our researcher long term as well because he's got 7 in that. Alfred Skips. You're going to be our construct. You're going to be like a little builder. You're going to go around constructing and repairing everything. Elfwin will be our cook and our expert in growing things. He's got a 6 out of 20 on growing. Dan Peters is actually going to help out with the growing. He's 7 at the moment. Actually, I might take off Elfwin temporarily and put him on plant cut, because we're going to need plenty of wood. Ronnie will be our handler supreme. You're pretty good with the animals. You've got 5 out of 20. Alfred Skips is passionate about it, so he could help out with that too. Actually, I might do that there. No, if I leave that for a little while, we want to concentrate on the construction. Very important. And then hauling after the handling, we'll get everything put in the right space. So, pretty good start. Even though we haven't actually pressed play yet, I promise you we will soon. What I'm going to do is set up a little temporary stockpile there. And we obviously want some beds too. So let's just unpause it and get everything starting to be built. So we're going to need 5 beds. There's 5 of us. Ah, yeah, the other thing we need to do is their work-life balance. So I've been thinking about this. I don't know if any of you can want to critique it, and maybe I could do it better, but I thought during the middle of the day, roughly, let's say 1 o'clock, they can go for their lunch break. So we'll set that as like a little joy time for them. Then all I'm going to do is just paste this down to everyone. None of our colonists are particularly... do they particularly prefer working at night time? So let's just take a little look through some of our characters. We'll start off with Ronnie, I think. So his traits are optimist, lazy, and he has a chemical interest. He's a chemical brother. Long term, it looks like he's going to be good at doing the artwork. And we've got Dan Peters, as I said, good friend of mine. He's got 10 in crafting, so he could be blooming good at that job later on. But he's green thumb and jealous, meaning he wants to have a more impressive bedroom than anyone else. Next up, Ashen Crow. As we saw previously, he's a beast with the club, or any blunt, sharp, handheld instrument that doesn't fire projectiles. He's a brawler and a Prosphathal. Prosphathal means he feels limited in his feeble human body. He often dreams of going bionic. Perhaps later on, when we get a lot more advanced, he could become bionic. Who knows? We'll see how the series progresses. If it's anything like last season, then it will end a lot sooner than we expect. Alfred Skips is our psychopath brawler and got a green thumb. Tell you what, while I'm doing this, we need to set out some trees to be chopped down. Like I said, we're going to need tons and tons of wood, so we'll do all that. We also want to harvest, because you don't actually start off with much food being a tribal people. What they give you is this stuff called pemmican, which is we'll have a little look at it in a second, but I think it's if I remember correctly, it's a cross between meat and vegetables smashed up together. Oh no, it's fat and plant food. It tastes bland, but not offensive. It lasts a very long time without refrigeration. So that's kind of a good thing to like keep your colonists fed early on. As you remember from my last playthrough, one of the things that bugs me most when they build stuff is the quality of it. We're actually quite good here. We've only got 1 bed that's poor, so I'm going to leave that as it is right now and say GG, we're happy with that. We also want to put a little lamp in here. Yeah, I guess we could have a lamp. Alright, so let's see what everybody's up to. I think we'll speed it up just a tad. Ronnie is harvesting some stuff. Damn it, what am I doing? We need growing zones. We must have food, people. Okay, so let's do my little 5x5 squares. Hang on a second, bear with me. So how's everybody doing? Are you cool? Are you having fun with the new scenario editor? If anyone's got any cool scenarios that you want me to try out for the channel, I'm more than willing. I think that'd be a bloody good fun. So feel free to hit me up. Share them on the Steam workshop. That would be kind of cool. Alright, let's choose rice in that one. Tell you what, we'll choose rice on both of those. Then we'll go for some lovely strawberries, why not? And I do want to plant some heel root, but heel root you now require a minimum skill of 8. So it's going to take a while before they're able to grow that. You can see we get a little notification here. None of your non-downed growers have this skill. So once they've planted some stuff, maybe they'll get that skill. But it is going to take a while before we can actually regrow some of our medicines. We've only got 12 of this herbal medicine right now. What I thought might be a good idea as well is just to long term sort of mine out some of this rock here, and we can actually turn this into a fridge. And then up here can become like a work area. And we'll build our huts where everyone's going to live. I'm going to scratch the idea of having a chief. I don't know why, but these guys seem like they're a bit more democratic, shall we say, without a tyrannical leader. So, yeah, that's going to be my plan. The huts are probably going to go around about here. And I've also got a new idea for my base defense as well. Please, as usual, feel free to critique it as much as you want. But my idea is this. I'll just show you in a second. Let's just get some doors in here. We want plenty of doors so my guys can get back in when and if they need to at a moment's notice. Yeah, so my base security plan is this. So let's say we create a hole up here. This is trying to goad the AI into coming into my base through an already open thing. I think the AI should prefer to gain access to somewhere without actually having to expend any energy. So sometimes they can be like, they'll go via the path of least resistance. I think that's the way you put it. And that can be a good thing for us because we can tempt them to coming through our entryway here. I'm struggling with words for some reason here, but never mind. Alright, so yeah, what I want to do is this. And I'll show you exactly what I intend to do. So then it's going to spread out like this. And it's not too different to if you were with me last season, for last season's playthrough. It's actually not going to be too different to that. It's going to follow the same principle of using like steel and wooden deadfall traps and whatever other materials we can get. But you can kind of get the general gist here. So the enemy should hopefully start walking down here, come around there, and then they meet like a line of deadfall traps, and that should injure them before we actually have to start attacking them. Now, where are we going to attack them from? Well, I thought just up here we could set up a few little pieces of wall for our colonists to hide behind when it comes to it, and then we put some sandbags just there like so. That gives them a bit of protection from fire. It's a bit wonky. I could have moved it over a little bit, but we can work on that in a second. It's not too important. So basically the enemy come through there, we start firing at them, jobs are good. And now for our melee troops, they can hide in like these little corners here. So the enemy won't be able to see them. They'll come through, start trying to attack us. The melee troops come out from behind there and whack them over the head with a giant sledgehammer or something. That's the plan. What do you think? Not too shabby, eh? Alright, I think we're running out of wood. Actually, we're not. We're doing a bloody good job. Sorry, it's a bit of a long preamble when you start these games. I kind of want to explain to you my ideas, what I've learned from the previous season, that kind of thing. As for how we performed last season, well, personally, I don't really see it as my fault. It was very, very difficult. The circumstances, the lovely Randy Random put me under, and I just couldn't deal with it. I think our men were stretched to their limits, and that was about it. Right, what I'm doing here is putting like almost like a barricade. So I'm going to use this as a dumping stockpile, and in this dumping stockpile they'll obviously put like detritus, like scrap metal, scrap blocks, that kind of thing. And it can serve two functions. One, it can slow down the approach of the enemy, but also what it can do is provide like a fire break. So you know, in the last season, our base pretty much burnt to the ground, and that was a bit of a nightmare. So in this way, if we get a fire outside our base, hopefully it will run up against this, and we'll struggle to burn down our wooden walls. That's the plan. Whether it comes to fruition, let's see. The other thing I wanted to do was build like a dumping ground on this path through here, and in that way, like I said, it will slow down the enemy on their approach through there. Anything you can do to slow down the enemy from getting into your base is a good thing, as I see it. Alright, we also start off this season with 3 dogs. We've got Ari, who's here. Let's set, is it her? A he, to be trained, so he's a Labrador. We've got Yukon, who is a male husky. And there's another dog wandering somewhere. Where's the other dog? There's a rat. There's the other dog. They need beds, because we have to look after our doggies, don't we? And that's a female Labrador. Cool. Okay, so I don't think we've got any materials really to make any good beds out of, so we'll get some sleeping spots laid down for them, just inside there, like so. And that's pretty much it. Now we're waiting for our base defenses to be built. Once they've built the perimeter wall and this little bit here, then I'll start laying down my deadfall traps. I'll just show you exactly what I mean with that, by the way. If we go to plan, here we go. So I'm literally going to have 3 across there, 5 across there, 7 across there, and 9 across there. I might even expand that. I could also extend it down this way, and then maybe put some IEDs, stuff like that in. We've got a notification here. Ashen Crow is idle. What is your job, Ashen Crow? You're a warden and a researcher. Obviously, you can't research just yet. We need a research table. We're also going to need some steel. Let's just put some notifications in here, or some numbers in here, so he actually tries to do some stuff when he's run out of jobs. So if we go over to production and get a research bench, we'll just get a wooden one, and I'll just place it outside for now. That should be fine. How much food have we got? I got some agave fruit. That's what these cool little bushes are. If I can see any, yeah, there's one. And they provide some nutritional value. Let's just do a little comparison. Nutrition 0.12 compared to... Is there any berry bushes? Thought I saw one. I'm interested in this kind of thing. Where are the berries? Anybody got any berries for me? They might have picked them already. Oh, there's some. Or there. So let's look. So nutrition 0.05. So I believe agave is actually... No, that's 0.05. Interesting. Alright. I don't even know what agave is in real life, to be fair. But as long as it keeps them alive, then we're good. Now, the other thing is, seeing as we're playing on an arid shrubland, I think eventually we may run out of trees. Now, that may not be a problem, or it may be. Depends how far we get in our research. So what I did think was that we could plant like a zone down here, growing zone, and just cover that in our tree of choice. In this case, I think I'll choose oak. That way we can just keep a supply of wood. You never know, you might want it for like sculpting or to power the fueled power stations that come down here. Now you can see we've not really researched anything right now. Well, we haven't researched anything. I might give them a little wooden horseshoe to entertain themselves with, though. We'll put that out there. Oh dear, Ari's being attacked by a cougar. No, you will not kill one of my dogs. Right, Dan Peters to the rescue. Actually, I might get everyone. This is our first bit of trouble. These bloody cougars are horrible. Cougars are annoying. Oh, cool. Is this dog going to help? No. Okay. Cougars are annoying. Look how much damage he's doing. It's bitten out her eye, torn off the front right paw, and it's still fucking killing him. Come on, Dan. Quick, 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 before he kills it. Fire! Fire at the cougar. Ah, oh, for God's sake, it's killed that dog already, and now it's trying to eat it. Guys, get out, you damn cougar. Right, melee attack for the win. At least this will serve as a small source of meat and textiles, I suppose. That's one positive. Alright, let's just slow down the game a little tad. But in order to use that meat, we're definitely going to need to get a butcher's table. Whoops. Butcher's table. And a fueled stove. So we can cook some meals. Alright, our research bench is not built. The reason for that is obviously we need steel. So let's go and see if we can mine some. And now we're going to need to designate a miner. So who do you think would be a good person to do that? Constructing and repairing we definitely need doing. Hauling, growing, I guess we'll leave that. And researching. If we go to mine first for Ashen Crow, or make that his second job, then he'll do that hopefully. Damn, I can't believe that's killed one of our dogs already. Poor Ari. And we'll leave the cougar there. The cougar can just stew in its own blood for a little while, so that way it won't go rotten. That's a pain in the ass. I hate cougars. I did a little practice run on a different save file, and yeah, the cougar did pretty much the same thing. Tore apart one of my pets that I was starting the game with, so they're definitely a blooming nuisance. Alright, there's actually tons of stuff to be mined around here. Look, we've got loads of steel there, big block there. We've got some compacted machinery, which will come in handy eventually. How's our base walls going? They're doing quite good. Is there anyone doing anything? What's Ronnie up to? Hauling steel. Ah, splendid. We need a meal source. And Dan is planting stuff. I like the way the oak trees look. I did play around with looking at the what was it, the birch tree, but I don't like the way they look. I might have a different plantation somewhere else, but oak tree, you can't go wrong with wood, oak wood, can you? I don't think. What's going on? So what do you think of my base defense? That could be quite good, right? I'm thinking maybe this is a bit too close where they're going to be standing to defend, but might just remove that. But nonetheless, it's quite good. I like the idea of like setting up like a kill room. I did actually look at the Wikipedia to see what kind of base defenses there are, and I didn't actually get this idea from it. But there are a number of ideas, one of which is the kill box that we're all familiar with and I've used throughout all my playthroughs. Wanted to go with something a bit different. And one of the interesting ones is setting up like a room where all the enemies run into, and then you can like set fire to it and stuff like that, which sounds pretty damn cool if you ask me. Alright, time for Betty Buys, everyone. I suppose everyone's going to start complaining soon. I need my own room. Well, you shall have it. Yeah, they're pretty annoyed because the Ari died. I would be too. But let's be thankful. We have an obedient Labrador now. Ah, what should we call our community? Elfwin wants us to call it Flowerville. Really, Flowerville? I say subscribers. Hell. No, it should. I think we're going to do well this playthrough. Providing Randy Random doesn't go too crazy on us. Yeah, this dog's going to start rotting. Look, spoils in one day. No. Come on now, people. Build our... Dan Peters is not a builder. Well, let's at least put a little check in there so he can help out. Right, come on, Dan. Oh, look at that. He's already built that like a boss. Work on the butcher table. Alright, that's fueled. Splendid, splendid. And an eclipse. Oh, no. I can't see where I'm going. Luckily, I don't need to. Alright, yeah. Something that you guys never do is share the stories that happens to you in your games. And I would love so much to hear the stories of your Rimworld tales of fortune or misfortune. I'm just really interested. I love telling a good story, and I try my best, but you know, sometimes I just want to hear other people's telling their stories, so feel free. Alright, we're butchering a creature there. Our cook is Elfwin. Aha! He's going to butcher. Ah, these are both dead now. Sweet. Yeah, and he's taking Ari first. I don't know why they call say that we were bonded to that dog. We barely knew her. Him. Her? Him? I don't know. I guess we can find out by clicking on our other dog. Was it our male or our female Labrador? And that raises another question. Can our Husky and our Labrador breed? That would be pretty damn good. And you know what we need to do? We really need this research bench built ASAP. We need to get researching. I think the first thing we'll start researching is electronics. Then pretty much everything else comes from there. You know, we can build turrets if we want to. If anyone wants me to set rules again that we play the game by, please speak up so I can hear from you. But otherwise, I think I've had some good suggestions in the comments that said, you know, if we, you know, get a capture a weapon or kill someone who's carrying like a pistol, then we should be allowed to use it. And that kind of makes sense. I mean, sure, initially tribal people wouldn't know how to use it, but you mess around with it long enough, I think you'd get the gist. Alright, Ashen Crow, you're doing that. Why aren't you going to research, Ashen Crow? Because we haven't said a research job, big dumb idiot. Alright, electricity. 3,600 research points that takes. Ordinarily it takes 1,200. If I go back over here now. It says project base cost 1,200 becomes 3,600 for you because of your tech level. Basically, because we're starting at the Neolithic tech level, and the project is an industrial tech level. So you can see, like, for example, carpet making is medieval, so the cost multiplier is 200%. Smithing, 200% again, etc., etc. So there we go. Alright, how's our base perimeter doing? Not too shabby so far. I'm really excited to see how well our little defensive area works here. But we're going to have to wait a little while. We need the base wall built first. Before we can build those. Hey, there's a rhino. I must have set him to be tamed earlier on. That's cool. Hey, look, there's some vegetables down there, or some fruit, some berries, and there's loads of wood. Good. Somebody's been working hard. That's what I like to see. I kind of feel like... Wow, everyone's... Oh, okay, it's because we've still got the eclipse. I was thinking it's really late at night because it's dark, but nope, that's because we got the eclipse. Okay, everything is peaceful. How's your little training going, doggy? Hey, that was quite successful. That was on release 1 out of 2. The eclipse is ending, yes, and the skies have brightened. You can see what we're doing. Yeah, look at my little oak tree farm. Good job, Dan Peters. Get rid of that cactus. Anybody know how much wood cactuses give? Hey, what muscle parasites already? Damn you, Randy Random. Looks like they're going to go for a quick chill out. And Dan Peters sacrifices himself. He gets out of bed and he's like, Ronnie, I will save you, bro. And then he goes and crashes down himself. So muscle parasites, what does that do? Tiredness times 2. Affects manipulation and moving. So I guess they're just going to need a bit more sleep. Well, how about... And Dan Peters, I'll give you an extra couple of hours during the day. I don't want to forego too much of your work day, because there's lots and lots of jobs to do. God, Randy Random has been a bit of a bastard so far, getting a cougar attacking our colonists and now giving us muscle parasites. You could at least give me a chance, mate, to improve upon my base before you start giving me trouble. I sound like that Aussie Man guy. Have you seen the Aussie Man channel? Where it's this Aussie guy who's like taking the piss out of people in videos. He's really funny. I was thinking of starting a very similar channel because I can do lots of accents myself. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. Let me know. Right. Pretty... Hey, we got some cargo pods. What do we got here? Berries. A load of berries. Alright, Ashton Crow's actually researching this really fast. 210 already. Good show, old chap. Right, nighty-night, everyone. You just go and get some food from around there. That's weird. Alright, now if you want your debug menu turned on, guys, I think you can turn it on by going to menu and options. I recommend doing it because it opens up the 4th speed setting. So you can set the speed of the game by pressing 1 for 1 speed, 2 for 2 speed, 3 for 3 speed, and then the hidden 4, which gives you 4 times speed, which is pretty good. When they're asleep, it can get kind of boring. So cool, we got some components. That's pretty nice. All right, we'll worry about hauling that a little later on. Alright guys, I've let the game fast forward a little bit because there's not really a lot more I can explain to you about what's going on. But I have just noticed this little building that's already set up for us here. And I thought we could use that as maybe a temporary storage area or a storage area for stuff like steel. I'm thinking steel would be a good thing to put in there. And maybe blocks eventually. Where is raw resources? There it is, steel. The steel and silver that we have can go in there. But also, generally speaking, when you're having a playthrough, you get prisoners. And I thought we could set them to live inside here. We can't set them outdoor yet. Alright, so we just need the walls to be built. And then that'll be classified as indoors. Then we can nominate these beds as for prisoners. Because generally, Randy Random is not too bad of a guy early on. Like, first couple of episodes, I suspect we won't have too much trouble. Oh, I'm slightly worried about Dan Peters here. Let me just see. Bonded animal. Feeling terrible. 8 without a table. Disturbed sleep, ate raw food. Yes! Yes, you did eat raw food. Aha. That was worthwhile checking that out. So we can sort a couple of those things out. If we go and make some simple meals. I think I'll just make 5. So it doesn't take up too much of the working day. But we can also build a table, which I've selected the wrong thing there. We just put a table there with a couple of chairs. And that'll do. I think once that's built, then we can move that later on. We can just reinstall it somewhere else. Very, very much similar to what you can do with beds. There's this new reinstall at somewhere else button. So you can move it. It's pretty damn cool. Let's go and just add a bit of a bigger zone there. We got loads of these bloody boomaloops inside our base. Slightly scary. If lightning strikes one of them, we can expect a nice big fire. Look at the progress we've made on our perimeter base, though. Pretty happy. We've got a small gap down here. I'm probably going to double wall this eventually, too. Depending on how effective it is at diverting the enemy from just walking into my base. They might just decide to smash down the wall, you see, rather than follow my cunning route that I've provided them. Ah, damn. Dan Peters is broken. What's he doing? What are you doing, Dan? He's not hurting anyone, though. He's leaving him alone. Let's keep our fingers crossed that he's going to leave Elfwin and Ronnie alone, which he is. I think we should be able to... I guess it hasn't helped his mood that he's got muscle parasites. But again, that's one thing that Randy Random has blessed us with, and there's really not a lot we can do about it. Let's see on the quality of these chairs. Good and good. Hey, that's pretty nice. Ronnie's in a poor mood now. So very joy deprived. Oh, we can sort that out. We can give them maybe... Let's give them an extra hour during the middle of the day for joy activities. Yeah, we'll make that across the board. Yeah, Dan Peters' berserk rage has come to an end. I knew he'd see sense. Lovely, lovely. Alright, I might set up some more growing zones here as well. What shall I grow here? More rice? I do like the mods that offer you the opportunity to grow different crops, but I guess you don't really need them. Yeah, let's get some more strawberries. And yeah, we'll have a couple of... We have one patch of potatoes and one... What do I do with roses? We'll grow some roses, but no, I guess you can't really use them. Maybe that's more for like if you're trying to decorate a specific area. Let's grow some corn. Alright, we got a group of travelers. Sweet. Hello. It's Hans and... Who? Fjellsmell. Oh, that's a shame that you smell. Don't worry, Fjellsmell. Shigiko and Medina. Careful of the rat. We haven't managed to clean this area yet. Welcome. But there's no opportunity to trade with them. That's a bit annoying, but it's okay, I guess. Alright, where's our cook? Big cook, little cook. There he is. 5 meals. And then what do you do after that, Elfwin? Aha, you go and plonk up. Lovely jubbly. Now the roof's being put on our temporary base. Good job. Is the perimeter wall now built? It is. So that means what I'm going to go and do now is put down some of our little deadfall traps. So first of all, I'm just going to have some wooden ones. Then I'll probably go for a layer of steel, maybe some more wood, then some more steel, etc., etc. But, you know, without risking the wrath of you who may have a short attention span, I think I'll end the episode there. It's been a relatively peaceful one. A few issues like the cougar and killing our animal and muscle parasites, which aren't really helpful. But, yeah, slow but steady start to the campaign. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you are, please click that like button below the screen. It really helps me. And if you want to join me on the next episode, that'd be fantastic. Any thoughts you've got, please feel free to share them in the comments below the video. And I'll see you very shortly for the next episode. Season 2, Episode 2 in the Arid Shrubland. Bye-bye, guys.